Oh, hello, hello, hello. This is Dirty 20 Gaming. My name is Kevin. And as per usual, I have got some amazing friends who have agreed to join me today and play a game, and that makes me happy beyond words. So let's talk to the fine people that make that possible. Let's start with, backwards from the way we just talked about before the show, let's start with Brandon. How you doing?
I am doing well. Happy to be back after a little bit of a break.
It was a bit of a break. Give you a chance to think about your character a little bit. I'll put you on the spot a little bit here. Tell us something about Calais that we don't know. I'll put you on the spot a lot. How about
Put me on. Yeah, okay, yeah,
that?
no, I see that spotlight. Uh,
What's his favorite animal?
oh God,
That
his
was
favorite.
not
Yeah,
helpful.
All colors, all color favorite.
I'm gonna say his favorite. I'm back to the animal. Sorry. So,
No, it's all good.
but yes, favorite animal. Probably cats because I imagine there are quite a lot of stray cats around this abandoned city or
Very, very, very much so.
post-apocalyptic city.
Yeah, okay. Um, so there you go. We figured something out about Calais. Sorry about that. I couldn't help it. It's been a long time. I had to throw you under the bus.
Hang on, I'm
uh,
climbing out.
it's okay. You can dust yourself off while I talk to the rest of them. Uh, Janet, you do stuff when you're not here. Tell us about that.
I'm streaming, making videos like reviews, interviews, and I'm also drawing. Like there was Inktober, and I was drawing whole move. And many other stuff I'm doing outside screen, like learning stuff.
And teaching
Eh,
stuff, and you are a busy human being. That's what I will
yeah,
say.
it's why I'm always angry when I remember book I receive. Move your ass.
Not enough time in the world for all the books I haven't read. Oh, I forget. I'm sure somebody said that before me, but I get it. So thank you for joining us this evening in the midst of all that busyness.
Yeah,
Uh,
and thank you for inviting me
oh,
to that game.
you're very welcome. Let's talk to Deku next.
And also,
Oh,
a late happy birthday.
oh, thank you. It was a week ago, but thank you.
And
Yeah.
and happy birthday, Bison, who probably read
Yep.
chat.
There's a lot of us were in the chat that were born in November. Thank you for all of that. That's very sweet. Deku, what do you do when you're not
Hello.
here?
Exist.
Exist all over the place. All right, put you under the same spotlight we did with Brandon. Tell us something about Corbin that we don't know.
When he was an itty bitty little baby bird, before the big earthquake and the wave, his mom would take him to work with him whenever she couldn't find a babysitter. And some of her work friends danced on poles. And he wanted to dance on poles, which made his mom very worried.
I love it. We can
Amazing.
in my head we just added pole dancing to Corbin's skills. Please, please, please find a way for Neon to use
Amazing.
that. Please.
It's not fair. Like Samantha didn't have any fun fact.
Oh, I didn't ask. We'll come back to you. I forgot. Yeah. Well, I was doing it instead of your stuff, but that's not fair. You're absolutely right. Tell us something about Samantha we didn't know.
Her favorite food is in the shape of cartoon character head from her favorite cartoon.
Are they flavored? So like if it's Elmo and it's red, is it cinnamon? Is it like that?
It's like nuggets and potatoes.
Nuggets. Oh, potato nuggies. I got you. Dino nuggies. Yeah. Uh, and
Chicken too. Chicken too, but
yeah.
many potatoes.
Excellent. Yeah, we'll find a way to use that too one of these times. But let's move on before I forget. I got caught reading chat. Siosa is in a lift listening and heard Cole dancing, not pole dancing. So
Delightful.
Yes. Well, you made a noise. You were next anyway. Gloriosa, you've been streaming some lately. What have you been up to?
I have been streaming some lately. I have been streaming on my own channel, playing pretty much whatever I feel like, which currently is Horizon Zero Dawn.
Ooh.
Best stealth fighter in the house. um, and then tonight I'm playing Echo, who's our technomancer, and she, I, I've short circuiting on like a fun fact. I was trying to come up with something. She has a birthmark on her right sole of her foot in the shape of a cow.
In the shape of a cow, like the whole cow, or just the head?
It's a whole cow.
The whole cow. Yeah. So it looks like you
Yep.
stepped on a hot cow when you were
I
trying.
hope it's not have under that mark written Milka, like this chocolate.
Oh no. Oh no.
That's more of a drunk tattoo than a birthmark, but that's very funny.
Please don't try to milk my foot. Thank you.
But she,
That's a whole
she would
different kind of
have,
foot fetish.
but she would have free money for promo Milka.
And an OnlyFans channel. Let's move on before that gets too developed. So it has been a while. When last we left our brave adventurers, they were all 4 of them. Let me put them on screen. They were running away, fleeing, escaping, finishing up their mission. That's the word I was looking for. Finishing up their mission, and moving off into the darkness like the professionals that they were. Except before we do that, we're going to do our flashbacks. Because I almost forgot. Holy cow. Oh, it has been a while. All right. So,
Rude.
I know, rude. Beyond words. Let's start with Calais. The theme for tonight was how I trained to be a runner. And so this is a story each of something that they did that made them better at what they're doing and made them good enough so that somebody like the Electronic Paladin would actually hire them in the first place. So we are going to start with Calais. You, shortly after getting out of the orphanage and doing a couple small jobs around the area, decided it was time for your very first big job. And in so doing, you found yourself on a job board. They were looking for, and you should have seen it coming, they were looking for a glass cannon. That was actually what it said in the ad. You signed up. The basic plan was simple. A simple kidnapping. Pull over the car with the corpo inside it, scare the hell out of him, pull him out, put him in the van, take him away. Whatever the other corporation that hired you to do this wants to do to him, that's up to them, not your problem. But something went wrong. What happened?
Well, unfortunately, while they said they wanted a glass can, what they really wanted was a distraction. And I was just there for the guards to rough up while they actually did the kidnapping. And it didn't go so well for me because, yeah, I'm good at a distance.
Yeah.
I was not as good then. Couldn't keep the distance and got caught.
So I'm going to presume, because this is corporate and you're not, that they kicked the shit out of you before they put you in corpo jail. This isn't real jail. This is like you're locked in the basement of a corporation. I mean, you can see the sign across the street flashing, bouncing off the glass of the corporation next door's building. You had some time to think while you're down there. And what conclusions did you come to after your big professional first job?
The job board's not so great for a solo player, at least. Yeah, no more pugs. But know that I needed to find a group that I could at least trust to have my back, at least through the job. And not end up in this position again because I'm fairly certain I still have bruises.
Oh, yeah, you certainly do. So, however it worked out, you may never know why. But after 8 or 9 hours, they came downstairs, they opened the door, they dragged you out in the back alley, kicked you right into bruises a couple more times, and let you go. As you were stumbling home, what thoughts did you have about this team you can trust?
The one good thing about the position that I'm in is that I knew three other people that were probably looking for something to get to something to get away from the gang that got us out of the orphanage,
Yep.
and they at least stuck with me through that. So wouldn't be a bad idea to at least try to sell them on setting out on our own. And I know at least Echo probably already has a few minions of her own, so they can play the distraction.
So as you're walking home, you're figuring out who's going to be the face of the organization and who's going to be the brains, and you're having the first serious thoughts about using your friends as your group. Is that fair?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, let's leave you stumbling home, beat up with that plan, and let's cut to around the same time, around the same area. Samantha, you you knew you were magical, but you also knew that you'd spent your whole life in the orphanage and you didn't know squat about how to survive out here. So what did you do? What was your plan?
First, I would search on online something like textbooks or something about magic, and also I would be looking around street, wondering like how to learn this word.
Perfect. So that's great order too, because you start with the books. It's a logical place. Go online. Let's do some research, and you find lots and lots and lots about magic, but not about the way that you do it. Like this is all about spells and stuff that it's more you recognize it. It's more like the way Calais does magic. Yours is
Yeah,
different. Yours is it's more mystical. It's deeper. So you have to keep looking, and there's just nothing in the books. So you go out onto the streets and start looking. And
I
minute,
just want, I just want observe word how it works to learn how to live
yeah. So
because I wasn't going outside a lot on the orphanage.
yes, absolutely. So one day you're out there. You've been out there sort of by about a week by now, and maybe you're getting it. Like you're starting to feel the buzz, as they call it.
Yes,
Who's playing who, and what the games are, and just how everything works. You know, you're just starting to get it. And then one day, while you're watching a deal go down on a corner, you feel the point of a knife just against the back of your neck, and you can smell the breath of somebody that leans in behind you and says, "Give me your," and then goes, and the knife pulls back from your neck, and you hear a sort of deflation as the person behind you falls to the ground. You turn around and
and
look. Yeah.
I will look very careful and looking around what had happened.
You look down first, I presume, to see the person that attacked you, and it's the little local gangbanger. You've seen him around a couple times. You've thought in the past that maybe he was one of those kids that was playing stupid, like he's playing, he's not as smart as, or he's pretending he's not as smart as he actually is, and it turns out you were right. He's been casing you for most of a week, but he's lying now at your feet, not a mark on him, sleeping like a baby. And about
And I was, what just happened?
and
Don't,
yeah.
don't be offended, but I tap you and I will look at Gang did that.
You hear from down the just down at the end of this little alley that you were standing in. You hear, "Oh, don't say nothing about it, honey. I'd do it for a friend too." And you see
Oh,
standing at the end of the alley this woman dressed like a scruffy version of Catwoman on Batman, or like a secondary character in Cats the musical. They've got some gear on, but it's like some of it looks like cat, some of it looks like fighter. Like they've got the fake claws on and everything else. But what they radiate is the kind of magic that you do. This is a
I
street
will,
shaman.
I will ask what friend he was attacking me. Nobody else.
Oh, I meant you. They start
But
sashaying up the alley towards you.
but I don't know anything about you. And she was holding the stuff close to
Yeah,
her
yeah.
nervous.
And she stops and grins and looks at you and says, "Oh, honey, you don't know anything about a whole lot of things. I'm looking
Well,
for
well, yeah, I'm new around here. And she was nervous looking.
she looks at you and she says, "Well, how about you learn from the best? Come with me." And she just turns around and gives you the follow me finger, like, "Come on."
But I don't have how to pay you.
And she stops and grins and looks down at the guy at your feet. And she says, "After I work with you for a little while, you do that to 7 or 8 of them and we'll call it even."
Right? And there's no catch hidden, like something you will betray me or anything.
She looks at you again and grins and says, "I like you. You're paranoid, just like me. But here's the thing: if I get you on my side, then I can almost trust you. And besides," and she kind of looks out of the corner of her eye, and from behind a dumpster where somebody was hiding, they just fall forward unconscious, like the guy that was trying to attack you. "We need as many people on our side as we can if we're going to clean this shithole up."
We, you have more people like us, magical.
She looks at you and grins and says, "Well, not yet, honey. You keep not following me."
Alright. And she was thinking while walking and asking, who are you? What's your name? And while walking and asking like that, she will be thinking, great, what will Corbin say about this? I hope he won't beat her up.
And she kind of turns around and is walking backwards ahead of you, making sure you're following her. And she says, "Oh, you can call me Smoke. That's what most people do."
Alright, whatever you want.
And over the
And
course, yeah, and over the course of the next couple of sort of weeks and maybe even months, we'll do a like sort of a time compression thing here. But Smoke teaches you to feel the street and to feel your magic and to draw the power from inside yourself and to not count on anyone or anything other than you when it comes to your magic. This is soul magic. It comes from inside. You can't study this. And she teaches you to be proud of that magic and to just walk like you own the world.
I
Like
wish
Steven
I'd so
Tyler from on when he's on stage, he just owns everything he can see, right?
I wish I'd so she learned she teach me how to work street and word
Oh yes,
like rulers
yep,
of word.
yep. And we will work that into anytime that becomes when it comes time to read the street, you're the one. I also like the idea that she's the one that teaches you to spell animate plastic, because when you guys get bored, she just sit in the hallway and make little bits of garbage dance for you.
Yeah, and also holograms, I
Yep.
think.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Oh, see, animated Ken and Barbie dancing in front of a hologram of Albert Hall. That's the image I saw. Anyway, so yes, what we did here is we've created your mentor. So at any point during this, as long as you're back in Vancouver, you can go and find Smoke and get advice or information from them. Which brings.
I don't want spoil the game, but funny would be at some point Spock will die, like in our stories,
Oh well,
mentors.
yeah. It's they almost always do, don't they? We'll see. We'll see. We just created them. We got to let them breathe for a couple weeks before we put a bullet in them. Uh, but thank you for the idea. Let's move along. Echo. We were joking last time that by now they've probably got a gang put together on the street because they're just sort of you leaned into the world so hard. But tell us. Tell us. How did you train to become a better runner?
Um, so I think the first taste of freedom that we talked about a little while ago was being able to dress however she wanted
Yep.
within budget, mostly budget plus five-figure discount, I suspect.
Yes.
But so I think the second step for her was like, okay, well, what if I don't like, I don't think she started with like, I'm going to do runs and that's how I'm going to make my money. I think she was like, okay, obviously people have jobs. Normal people have jobs. I'm now a normal person. I should probably have a job. Um, and I think that in the course of trying to put herself together, like she sort of landed on retail because like that's what she saw.
Yep.
And so she, when she was in the course of like putting everything together and like threading her way through, no pun intended, but threading her way through the threads, she kind of was like, I could totally sell these. I could. And she probably went through like two or three of them that were like, she's like, okay, I'm going to my new job, which, I imagine in this future, it's not as formalized as, it is now.
No.
It's just sort of like, hey, do you need someone to help you? Because I want to help you. And they're like, hired.
Yep.
So she'd go to her first one and then, probably a customer would be like, oh my God, you're so stupid slow. And she's like, okay, you're a dick. And then they're like, you can't call the customers dick. Like, okay. And then, maybe the next one, she got grabbed somewhere unpleasant and like dumped a bucket of paint over their head or something like that.
Yep.
And then she couldn't have that job anymore either.
Yep.
And so over the course of time, she's learning like, how people react to other people, how people react to people they see as less than human, which she already was relatively familiar with. But how people react to people that they see as equals, or like she's starting to see a little bit more of like other people who have money, which you don't see a lot of in the creche. And she's also probably laying her finger on every single point of sale system that she walks past and learning about that.
That is a good point. Yes.
And so I think through the combination of those things and possibly picking up devotees who are like, you know what, I don't think I want this job, but I think I want to go wherever that person that just dumped paint on a customer went.
Yeah.
So I think over the course of that, she's learning about people, always learning more about technology and kind of getting her connection on a little bit there.
Yep. And making that like that double-sided to it. So yeah, you learn a lot about corporate financial tech, like point of sale systems and what they connect to and what those connect to and what those connect to.
And how crappy their security is. Point of sales systems are like awful.
Yeah, it's almost like this is based on the real world. They're shit.
Oh, you thought I was talking about the fake?
Oh, in game too, yes. But also, I think it's important we mention that those people skills, those how to read people, how to manipulate people. I like the stories, like the when you did the wrong thing as a retail employee in those stories. I like to think that you also learned how easy people are to shock, and that when they're shocked, they don't know what to do. Like you pour paint on
Well,
somebody, you think they do something, but they just kind of stand there and look at you and go, they don't, right?
and
Is
not
that
only that, but the way that people are shocked when you react like a human when they don't think
yes?
of you as a
Yeah,
human.
when you
So
act
if
like
you
an
think of a
equal. Yeah,
retail worker as not a human and just like a disposal unit that like you give bad words and service comes out anyway,
yes,
and then one of them doesn't work that way, it also, and you're like, why are you shocked you're treating me like garbage? So I think there was also an element of that as well.
yes. Makes
I
perfect sense.
wondered,
Yeah.
I wondered if boss were telling stuff like, if you don't act normal, then I will replace you with 20 other people.
Oh yeah. Standard
Almost
noise. Yeah,
certainly.
yeah,
I feel like that would have given her some flashbacks to the crush as well though.
yeah,
Like if you don't make yourself useful or you don't become a part of society that fits in,
yeah.
they're going to replace you with just whoever's going to work. And I think that's probably one of her least favorite parts of the crash. I'm sure it's several people's least favorite parts
I
of the
like that
crash.
because that takes us to what you quote unquote really learned, which is I don't fit here. I don't fit in. I'm not one of them. I'm not a corpo peg, right? I'm something else. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay. And so when you learn that, when you're taking the bus home from your 29th job in 42 days,
The bus.
because you're always
Always,
you just
yes,
we're
always
going
the
you're on
bus.
the bus,
I
yeah.
had forgotten about that in the weeks since we played.
So when you're taking the bus home from your 29th job in 42 days, it finally occurs to you that maybe retail's not your thing.
Maybe.
What's the next thought? Like you're heading back home to, is it home? These three people, are they it?
I think they're probably the most constant thing that she's had as she's been trying to fit in, as she's been trying to and I imagine increasingly that the other three are like, why are you doing this to yourself?
Yeah,
What are you doing?
yeah.
Why? And Echo's like, no, no, this is no, this is what you're supposed to do this. I'm
Yes.
doing it right.
I am
And
corpo. I am corpo. Watch me corpo.
watch me do it. Uh, and it's very clear that it's not working.
Yep.
And
I
I
like to
feel
think they
like
also have random dance parties still.
I,
Yeah.
I feel like Samantha would be thinking like, really, it's the world we live in. Like you had to work, go to work you hate. Then what's the point running away from orphans?
Oh, that's a great conversation. Yeah, I like that. One day. Okay, so
I
that
like
bring.
it a lot.
Yes, that's a really cool scene. Just that the thought of them, like you coming home and announcing this. Hey, guess what? I'm no good at retail, and they all kind of look at you and go, "Yes."
It took you this long to figure that out?
Geez, we thought you were the smart one, Echo. Okay.
So what I'm hearing is that Echo is not the brains of the outfit.
I didn't say that at all. I just think
No,
Echo
no, no, no.
failed
I'm
to
just
failed to
I'm just saying like
self-analyze.
the rest of them are like maybe perhaps Echo is not the one that we look to for ideas.
Lots of people skills, no self-confidence.
I'm kinda, I'm kinda curious if Neon is Moscow, then Samantha Karai, who is in Grab group.
Well, let's get to Neon slash Corbin. Let's bring him into the picture here. Um, when last we left you, you had, I believe, just finished your surgery, right? You were recovering from surgery?
Yep.
Okay.
Um,
So what happened after that?
uh,
I know all I ever have to do
we
is set you up.
determined
So
we determined that it would take about roughly a month for him to be able to move around on his own and everything.
that sounds about right. Yep.
Like 2 weeks in the clinic, and then he would be released, and he could go home, but he would need help like walking around and
Yep.
just being at home.
Yep.
But
Learning to do everything with the new system in you.
yeah, and there were mentions of he would be clumsy and his movements would be jerky. I'm kind of imagining like animatronics, like pneumatic, where there's like this overcorrection
Yeah.
for movement,
Yeah.
and he would have to live with that. But the little the flashback I've written for this point in time, it's the shortest one so far, 2 pages only. Yay! But
Take us away. Take us on the journey.
um, Corbin stood in the backyard, the dirt and concrete pad sandwiched between the safe house and the wall indicating the property limit. The stitches were out, and he'd been given the all clear to resume normal activity. He had already set up an obstacle course slash target range for Sammy. He also fixed up that janky old treadmill in an effort to get Echo to exercise, but whether she used it or not was up to her. Calais had already proven himself capable of defending himself, but now it was Corbin's turn for a workout. It felt good to stretch again, to walk on his own after weeks of healing and needing help to hobble around. He was still adjusting to the implants, still occasionally clumsy and twitchy, but he was assured he'd reach his new normal soon. The headaches would fade, he'd stop moving around like some old school animatronic, and the nightmares, well, he had had those since the wave. Nothing new there. Regardless, Corbin needed help getting back into shape. The person who would do that stood across from him, jumping around on his toes. Jackhammer grinned eagerly, sharpened canine teeth visible as he loosened up for their sparring match. You sure you want to do this, sweet cheeks? You may end up flat on your back. Corbin rolled his eyes. Exactly where you want me, I bet. Jackhammer's delighted cackle rang out over the yard. Corbin had not exactly been joking, but his new friend question mark seemed to find him amusing anyway. Corbin didn't really mind. He had gotten used to the jackass's mannerisms during his late night visits in the clinic after everyone else had gone home. Even if it came with non-stop double entendre, their chats had kept his mind off the pain. He never would have thought Jackhammer to be that considerate. Suddenly, he was picked up as if he weighed nothing, thoughts derailed. He was thrown a good 15 feet away as Jackhammer shouted, "Learn how to land if you're gonna fly, pretty bird!" He did learn how to twist himself in the air and land on his feet, eventually. The tricky part was making sure he didn't tumble ass over tea kettle once he was on the ground. Back during their fights at the orphanage, Jackhammer had been a blur. Corbin had needed stubbornness and dirty tricks to land the few blows he had managed. After being augmented, it was now a fair fight. He was able to block or deflect the punches of the lightning fast 10-hit combo Jackhammer had earned his name from. Unfortunately, he was not fast or strong enough to prevent his hand from being grabbed, getting dragged into dancing a tango, dipped, then spun away with a slap on the ass. Your footwork sloppy. Gotta go with the flow, baby. Ride it. A body that lanky had no business moving like loss of focus like that kept getting Corbin in trouble, subjecting him to further indignities, pinches, tickles, and at one point a brief visit to air jail, a raspberry blown on his stomach for good measure. The brighter his face burned with embarrassment, the harder Jackhammer laughed between snippets of advice. During a short break, Corbin realized something. He was having fun. This spar was almost turning into a dance if Corbin squinted, and it was fun. He didn't understand how, but it was. He was never going to admit it to anyone, but he was having fun, and he shouldn't be. He was getting caught too often, being made a fool of too much. Moreover, he was being handled with kids' gloves, as if fighting him wasn't worth the effort of being taken seriously, even a little bit. Something about that gnawed at his pride. He had people to protect. He couldn't afford to have fun, or ease into things, or take it slow. He had work to do, and he was going to tell Jackhammer as much after he caught his second wind. That's it.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you. So, once again, the backstory portion of our show, which I'm really enjoying. But let's move on to the present. As we snap back to the here and now, you guys have just left Edgewood Estates and are just fading off in your own directions. One of you on the bus, two of you in a sidecar, and one of you on a squeaky electric bike, if I remember correctly. Heading home or wherever it is that you're going. And you all receive a VPM, another very private message from the Electronic Paladin. But this time there's no fancy backgrounds, there's no GIF movement, it's just plain text. In fact, there's even a typo or two. And yes, that was worth taking a bow for, Deku. That's your writing is exceptional. From the
Thank you.
from the Electronic Paladin to each of you, you received the following message. I accomplished my mission, but was nearly caught. I may have been compromised. I made sure that even though they saw you, they cannot identify you. You may be certain of that. And you know that he's a good enough hacker that that's you can take that to the bank. The good news is this means promotions for you all. I've got a little break and enter. I've got a little break and enter planned for you. I was going to do it myself, but they're watching me now, so I'll have to go back to my regular work and smile so that you can act for me. Details to follow. Congratulations on the promotions. Your electronic pal, Adin, and in smiley face. Any direct responses to that?
That's
I will,
suspicious.
I will, I will say to Corbin, what if we refuse this promotion? And also, also, when he can't do and go to a regular job, then who will support us and cover us?
Corbin, how do you respond to that?
I know I'm the one that said I wanted to stay close to this idiot so we could get a heads up on what the fuck is going on with all these jobs, but he is starting to really piss me off.
I feel like we are moved to flame but flying now. And I don't feel safe now when he is gone and we take his place.
Uses us like puppets, and all of a sudden now we're his friends. Ugh.
Yeah,
Corporate. He sounds like a fucking corpo. Keep it in the family. We're all a big family. Blah.
yeah. And Samantha with Anke turn on off this message. Like
Yeah,
like you throw fun when you anchor.
yeah, the equivalent to that. Just hit the button. Absolutely. Calais. You're riding home on your bike when this pops up on your glasses. What do you? How do you respond?
Well, Calais is actually not going straight home. Calais is going to the dealership to get Nice motorcycle. Well, it looks better than Corbin's.
Okay, yep.
So he's really excited when he sees promotion because promotion means more money, and
Right,
more money means a better bike.
right. Yep,
So
that's fair.
yeah,
All right. So you're off to buy a motorcycle. Isn't that nice? You take the message in a completely different way, and it's like, "Yay, I'm promoted. That means I get to get a nicer bike." You don't have to worry till he offers a pizza party. Yeah, somebody's getting fired. Anyway, so yes, which brings us to Echo. You see that message. What is your response to that?
I think she's sort of like, that seems suspicious, especially since it's come in a manner that, I know you said it was like the VPM usually, but like it's come in a manner that is different from the previous ones from
Yep.
him, hasn't it?
Yep.
Like,
I like the thinking. And the thing is, if when and I'm presuming that what you would do then is sort of check and see if it's
yeah,
yeah. Can you track that?
yeah.
Um,
I wanna check
yeah.
where it comes from.
Yep. So you put your finger on your phone or your glasses or whatever it is that you're wearing because that's all you have to do. You're touching it, and you concentrate. And you just follow it back and follow it back, and it appears to be completely legit. It appears to be from him, but it was sent. He didn't get any time to prep this. It's like he was probably sort of typing and driving at the same time as he was getting away.
Hmm. Okay.
So it seems to fit the story.
I have question.
Mhm.
We had news about this we had last time
Yes.
or not yet?
Yeah. This is perfect timing for that because this is when you get that message that's saying that there was a break-in in Eastwood Estates. It was Nitsi Retouch, the pioneer of primate learning model AIs, touted to be the most human approach to recursive learning. And it's perfect time to ask that because everybody had a chance to answer the previous question, and now I'm going to answer the next one. Is anybody going to look up Nitsi Retouch?
Yes, and also that corporation, what was it again? Primate
Primate learning models? Yep.
learning models.
Perfect.
And I'm
So,
just gonna say for the record that Echo, when she gets back to home base or whatever, she is gonna share the info with the other. Like, I assume they're all like, "Did you get that? Yeah, you got.
yep.
I got that. You
Yeah.
got that." And she'll be like, "Yeah, I mean, I checked it. Checks out."
Okay. So, yeah.
So she is conveying it to them.
Awesome. That's good information for
Also,
Corbin and Samantha. So, yeah.
also I will ask Echo and Corbin what we do now.
I'm still of two minds. I'm starting to hate this dickhead, but
I'm scared we can now run away when he give us forced forced promotion, like they can at any time recognize us. He's telling us not, but I feel like he could betray us and make us recognize.
Well, I mean, that was a risk for all. Like, that's not a new risk.
why do you think I started wearing the motorcycle helmet all the time?
That is a good. That was smart. That's smart. You are
Then,
smarter.
then please give me some mask because I can't go in helmet when my other outfit is human and I'm not like after surgery.
Oh, is that where the this is the moment the hood happens? The hood that's in your character image, and you decide, but we can bring it down over your eyes, so it acts like
No,
a
I
mask
would
too. No.
no, I would prefer having totally shaman mask now
Okay.
to be really safe.
To be yeah to completely cover your
I
face when
think
you're at work.
Corbin
Okay.
would be thinking like using some of the reclaimed wood that's all around, like
Yep.
all grayed and warped and shit, and like
Yep.
carving it into something suitably shamanistic.
Oh, thank you, brother.
And what would that look like? What animal is it? What animal that we
Wolf,
would find in a city? What is it?
wolf,
A
because
wolf? Okay.
I summoned once
Yes, you did.
wolf,
Yep.
so I want a wolf mask.
Okay. Wolf mask made out of gray sea driftwood. I love it. Oh, beautiful. Perfect.
And I would also kinda cover my hair.
Yep.
I don't know how, but maybe red paint into different color or something.
Yep. Oh yeah, easy enough.
Because
Yep.
because my hair this red like red head is too characteristic
Yep.
on straight.
Too easy to track. Gotcha. All right. So you take your time and you do this right, and you suddenly, all of you, I think the fair point here is you start taking this a little more seriously. It wasn't, it was just last time we played, so it was like sort of earlier this day before you went on this third run that you realized how deep you were in, and how the powers that are hiring the powers that are hiring you are much much bigger than you are. And as Samantha has put it so well, you might be in too deep already. There might not be a way out of this. And on that happy thought, we're going to have each of you roll 12d6 better than 5 to see how much information you find out
I'm
about
also
Nitsi Retouch.
I'm also curious if we promoted to position of this paladin, it means we will have under us people to send like
Uh,
minions.
Possibly in the future, but he hasn't sent you anything but the original message yet. So as far as you know, he's still running. He's still being chased. So Corbin rolled 6 successes. Okay. Echo rolled 3. Okay. And did I see a roll from? I don't see a roll yet from Calais. Were you not going to research, or you just haven't rolled yet?
Um, I don't think Calais would, because Calais is kind of caught up in the finally having some money,
Yeah.
and I imagine while I'm gonna let you tell them what they get from this, but
Yeah.
kind of while this is going on, he kind of gets back to the hideout with his new bike,
Yes. Yeah.
and
Makes sense.
is
Yeah.
where they're all kind of worried about what this promotion means. He's rather excited because A, more money, and B, he's getting a little bit of a big head, and finally our skills are getting recognized.
Oh, I love it.
You
Yep.
know,
Yep. He hasn't had his humiliation moment yet, so I love this. Yeah, he's
well,
just
he did, but he had it years ago and forgot about it.
forgot the lesson. Yeah, it's a hard lesson. Some of us have to learn it hundreds of times. But I love that. So the rest of you are, getting serious about this and doing research, and sort of boop boop boop. The three of your computers light up, and then just as you're about to announce what you find, the door slams open, and resplendent in his new leathers, because I'm assuming you bought leathers to go along with your lovely new motorcycle. Calais, you're muted. I wonder if he stepped away. Calais, you're muted. Okay, well, I'm going to presume that he's got new letters, and we'll move on. But this works okay because I'm going to do it in order. Echo, you find three major things. All of you find this out, but Echo, we'll start with you. Each primate AI is unique but recreatable as long as you have the original kernel. Each primate has a kernel from which it hatches, and if you were to start the process again, you'd end up with exactly the same thing. You also find out that Nitsi does all her work from home, so the kernel records are or were likely there, And you, it makes sense, find the transaction in her. You get into her, not into her system, but into the system that monitors her system, and you see a transaction that has erased one kernel.
Oh boy. So they're unique but copyable, is what I'm
Yes,
hearing.
exactly. But if it's been
Okay.
stolen and or destroyed, no one will ever be able to create that one again because each kernel is unique.
Okay.
Okay. Samantha, you gain all of that plus. You find out that primates are. Oh, I like this. We'll have Smoke tell you this. Um, primates are rumored to be much more advanced than Nitsy's admitting. In fact, you've been told that they are Turing plus, which is human plus levels of intelligence, which means they are extraordinarily illegal, and anyone aiding and abetting one is going to meet the Geneva Electronic Mines Monitoring Organization and find out that they are extra legal, in other words, outside the law, and prone to disappearing people who help AI. So if you all weren't in deep enough before, you now all look like, at least at some level, you might have something to, at least if they ever connect you to this, that you might have some connection to this AI. And then Corbin, you find out all of that either from the others or on your own research, but you also find out that the electronic paladin was paid by an account associated with the band Low Res. It's one of those accounts that has, it's the size of like the European Union's combined gross domestic product. There's just an endless series of zeros at the end of it. It's world changing levels of wealth. And that's who paid the electronic paladin to go to this place and apparently erase or destroy one kernel.
I will
So,
start. I will start joke. If we destroy it, one, now we be catch them all.
uh, Corbin, you were going to say something?
so we kind of learned that Low Res came out with their one of their newest songs about bot fucking,
Yep.
and I believe it was Rez that was the one that wrote the song and
Yep.
pretty much outed themselves.
Yep. Yep.
So this is just basically confirmation
Yes.
that this is who is wanting this done. And
Well,
I would have to presume if they wanted the kernel, the source code, so to speak, to be destroyed,
yep.
erased,
Yep.
then either Rez wanted that kernel for himself, or he wanted to be a new version of his, I have to presume his lover. Blech. Prevent a new version of his lover from being hatched. So that way his favorite AI is the only one in the world, or whatever.
Nobody can replace or recreate them.
I'm
Do you share that with the
kinda,
others? That theory?
Yeah.
Okay. Chat
I'm
amongst
kind,
yourselves. I'm gonna be over here.
I'm kinda curious if there's no like plan hidden to save humans from going into dating AI, like not only for him, but I mean in a way that corporation planned to do like massive dating AI because they thinking at human level, so they could sell this dating for our lonely people on these apps like Tinder, so
Yes.
they won't be dating humans, but only
That's
AI. And this Paladin organization, whoever hired him, and us want to save humans from that.
It's a big deal right now in the world that you live in. AIs, human level and human plus rated AIs, are illegal for exactly that reason. Um, the the to add to that worry and make it even worse, this AI appears to be the based on this idol that the singer was singing about, appears to be based on an original algorithm that was designed to appeal to everyone. So this is a creation designed to manipulate humans to like them, and that's what this AI is based on. So it's
And
even that your worries are absolutely right up.
and
Yes.
and also kinda like that AI, they can really addict people alone and monetize
Oh yeah.
a lot.
It's like it's a cult in a computer, right? I mean
I
this.
can imagine some sort subscription for
Yeah.
this
Oh
stuff.
yeah. Yeah. Kelly and or Echo, what are your thoughts when you guys start having this conversation?
Also, last thing, I also think this corporation have a lot of microtransactions, like different outfit for that AI.
You're already figuring out how to market this, but yes, it is. It's one of the many ways that this AI could really completely mess with the world. So, Kelly and or Echo, what are your thoughts when you guys start sharing all this?
I mean,
Well, mm,
go ahead.
at least we got a promotion for being mixed up with the Digital Geneva Convention violation.
Kelly?
Not gonna lie.
Yeah. Oh.
Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, technically, we're helping to destroy it. So the Digital Geneva Convention people shouldn't be too mad at us. It's illegal and we're getting rid of it. I think we're good.
Are we getting rid of it? It sounds more like we're busting out somebody's girlfriend out of jail. Who knows what
I
she's
would
gonna
think,
do for revenge?
I mean, that is true.
It.
I would go with the we're destroying it line, though. Much better line.
But is that what we're doing?
That is an
If Rez
unhelpful
wants to fuck
question.
it so bad, he's not gonna wanna trash it.
Well, how do we know whether we're fucking it or fighting it? Like, we don't know what he's doing with it exactly. We don't want to
I
know.
think the song was pretty explicit.
It's just a song.
I've
You
heard
know,
more subtle lyrics from Jack Hammer's music.
you know, no accounting for taste or art. I don't know, man. We may be getting ourselves wound up for nothing. And the money's good.
Whatever we feel, it's too late.
Yeah, and also, I'm kinda scared of consequential if we say no, because he can betray us if we say no, like give us to police.
Mentioning him, it's almost like you summoned him, and all of your VPN monitoring devices go off again. And there's another message. This isn't as fancy as his normal stuff, but it is. There's a picture of him at the top in his digital form on his digital horse, digitaling in a proud pose with his name splayed across the background in neon lights, and then underneath that is the text. So So it's kind of somewhere between his regular stuff and the panic message he sent you before. And it says, I'd like you to break into the mansion of a descendant of the 1980s rocker Brian Adams. The house and associated recording studio, now long unneeded and unused, is located on a tiny island in the Juan de Fuca Strait. Adams's offspring runs a media and advertising company from the house. He's one of the last old school agents in the world, full of self promotion. He owns the rights to performers' works, both past and future. He owns animation styles and even the resurgent animated advertising icons Joe Camel and the Marlboro Man, which are now being used to sell cigarettes again. The target of the mission is to steal a hard copy bearer bond contract. In other words, whoever owns the contract owns the product that it's related to. It's in a Durabond sealed bag marked with a unique 256 digit ID number. It's somewhere in that mansion. All I can tell you about the document is that the bearer of the document owns the rights to certain data sets used in advertising and programming images, canon story, lore, fanfic, that sort of thing.
Oh no. Deku really just had some very bad thoughts.
What do you think he wants the rights for?
If I had to guess, it might be like rights and royalties to low end reses, maybe something to do with them. I don't know exactly. But maybe all their royalties aren't enough and they want more of what they consider their money back. They don't want to cut it with this guy.
I have theory that maybe they want to go to different company or have more freedom with the work.
Any more theories?
Could be a red herring. Kind of a little goose chase to mix up the table.
That's a fair point. I guess it's not fair to assume that all the jobs from the paladin are from low and res.
Kelly, any
Is there
thoughts?
any information about how much this job is?
Uh, you send back how much? It comes back 20K for
Each?
completion of the run each. I can send you, it also says, I can send you a map of the mansion. The likely locations where this object would be kept would be in the master suite, the library, or the keep. Mention the keep is like, what are you talking about? And I'm just going to move you guys to another page. What he's talking about is this image when you get sent. It is a mansion. You can imagine this is what it looks like when it was purchased like 40 years ago. The top of this image, the picture, the below is the actual map of the mansion. It's big. It is a large building. You you guys can all see it, right?
Yep.
It's shared.
I
Yep.
If
see.
nothing else, yeah, it's shared in Zoom. So
Yeah.
okay. So you can see this place, and he starts sending you information. The master suite is over here. The keep is over here, and the library is down here. The information he sends you. Let me find. Let me get the right stuff
How much did our first job pay again? It was like
here. They were
2K each.
5,000 and 10,000 so far. I think they're doubling each time.
Yeah.
That is a mighty fat red herring.
Okay, we mentioned that the everybody had an interesting theory. Calais, you were the only one that didn't have a theory, so I would like you to roll 12d6 greater than 5 and see if you puzzle together another option.
12 of them. Okay.
5 successes. That is a significant number of successes. What if, find my page, make sure I don't overgive here. What if the information that is owned by the owner of this document isn't about low res? What if it's about the idol? If somebody owns all the rights to everything the idol does and it has done and is going to do in the future, they would profit and not the idol.
Oh, that could be valuable.
So do you share that with the others?
I absolutely would share that with the others.
Okay.
I have theory.
Mhm.
What if this idol no longer live and someone from his family doing all that stuff, like his kid or something like that?
That is an interesting theory.
I mean, either way, we're stealing some riches from a rich guy. So
Yep. Yeah, you're
I'm
stealing a document from somebody that will the document gives this person the money of somebody else
yeah.
and literally ownership of their property and themselves essentially.
But it's kinda not connect with previous missions, like in first we freedom workers, in second we we kinda destroy illegal AI, and now it's complete different, like a different person is doing.
Well, let me slightly rephrase the 3 missions that you've done. Now seen with this in perspective, looking back, the um, the first mission you took the limits off of something. You freed something by destroying that security system. The second mission, you destroyed the kernel of what's probably the idol. And now in the third mission, you're being asked to steal ownership documents of the idol.
I'm kinda curious one thing.
Mhm.
If it's possible to AI be soul, like this lover of this idol be human but turned into AI?
It's certainly something that seems like it's almost possible given current tech and the truly stupid amounts of money that are being thrown around. Yes, that is a possibility.
And now this AI lover soul is kinda controlling us, sending to missions like now with this money because maybe this AI soul need that thing that was connected to this idol and money of that idol.
All possible. So with all of that swirling in your head, and there is no answer yet. I mean, there's no way that you could check at this point and see if your theories are right or wrong. But it is enough to say that you're busy. You're thinking a lot. And while you're doing that, you're possibly looking at this map. And over the course of a couple more messages, the electronic paladin sends you the following information. Likely entry points would be the Porte Cochet, which is the covered porch down here, the heliport, which is over here, and the second story veranda and staircase, which is over here.
I
However,
have noticed the little drones
oh yes,
all over the place.
there are drones around circling outside, regularly circling outside the mansion. What you can tell from that, you've been told they are semi-autonomous quadcopters. They follow routes and use algorithms. They're not AI controlled or directly controlled. They just fly around looking for stuff that's not normal. and they responded that with a record and report only. The information goes from them to the house security system. Nothing comes back the other way. There are also, you're told, inside there are smaller versions of these little response drones, and they are inside the house, and they similarly follow algorithmic patterns, swooping through the house looking for things that shouldn't be there. There's also a rumor, and this one might interest Echo more than others. There's a rumor that the house security system has a worker, a human that is monitoring it at all times from a remote location. So hacking into here means not only hacking a system, but potentially avoiding another hacker in the process.
How many people
I
are
get to duel
that-
with somebody.
Yeah.
yeah, how many people are
How many
in
people?
that mansion?
Um,
Like servants,
yep.
guards, something like that.
Well, an answer to that was the very next thing on my page here. The staff are all robots. They're all interconnected and connected to the house central systems. But the staff they basically look like Asimo robot, the white and silver robot that we know and love today that has just learned to dance and stuff. They all look like that, but they are programmed to ignore anyone that isn't on the guest list for the house. Because this guy has regular parties. So when there's parties, they walk around and serve drinks and stuff like that. But they are designed for, don't need to know, don't tell reasons to not recognize anybody that isn't a registered guest. So the staff is not going to be an issue as long as you don't bump into them. They will ignore you. The house's central system, on the other hand, is different. It's a challenging firewall and possible but unconfirmed cowboy human in the system as well. The owner
They have monitoring cameras too, or not?
It's not so much cameras as the little drones that zip around looking, are the eyes of the place. The owner is notoriously careful and is apparently always armed, even when they're at home. There are often parties and people staying here as guests, but they live alone there. And on the night that they plan to you guys to do this run, they will be alone, as far as you know,
How we
as far as they can tell.
there? How
Pardon me?
we get there?
Oh,
How do we go to
How do you
this
get there?
mansion?
He says, I have a small algorithm-driven boat that will drive you directly there. All you have to do is stay inside the boat and not drown.
Then, Samantha, we look at Calais. So, you're spending for bike were useless this time after our...
We'll have to get to the boat somehow.
There you go. Yeah. And Echo will take the bus to the harbor.
I'm very annoyed, by the way.
Yes, very annoyed that you don't get to. Yeah.
It's the worst.
My brand new bike, and we get a mission on a boat. Great, just great.
Did he get new leathers?
Yes, that was the question.
Right click. That was a question.
I would, yes, but clearly not really. Didn't really have that planned out. Really just looking for the bike, but
Yeah.
Okay.
kind of got that and realized, oh no, I need some sort of protective riding gear as well.
Nice.
And just kind of bought off the shelf.
Yeah, the salesman had saw you coming a mile away and sold you all the stuff that goes with that particular model of bike.
So I think first of all, when he came back with the bike and the new outfit, like Echo kind of made a little bit of a big deal of like, oh, new threads, I love it, this is great. Partly because like she's into it, but like also partly because I feel like Callie would have been like super mortified by having somebody be like, oh my god, new threads, dude.
is that
or maybe
fair,
he would have
Kelly?
been into it. I don't know.
Yeah. Echo makes a fuss about your new clothes. It completely ignores your brand new bike that you bought with intent. and makes a
It's
big fuss
true.
about the clothes that you bought that as an afterthought off the shelf.
It's true.
How does Kelly? I want to see a response to that.
No. Great. Thank you.
I imagine
And
if
like
Calais.
shuffling to the side so that the bike is in view.
Sorry, trying to do the Vanna. Like, have you seen it? Have you seen it? Behind curtain number 3.
I imagine if Calais was trying to make Corbin jealous, it wouldn't work because Corbin is just like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool bike.
Yeah.
Super rad, dude.
Oh, Calais, it's all falling apart. You talk about your clothes, not your bike, and then you bought this to cause what's the word, envy, and it didn't work. But
And
Nothing but solidarity over here.
and then mission on the boat.
yeah, oh yeah, and then and then oh by
And
the
then
way,
the-
you don't even get to drive your new bike on our next mission.
I'm
Oh.
kinda so would be funny if someone hit the bike like someone was just like
I'm not gonna do that yet. He just got
That'd
it.
be mean.
He just got it, but yeah, it would be
That's
kind of
too
funny.
much.
I get it. It would be funny,
Much.
but yeah, it's mean too. So we're not gonna do that.
like a drunk drive.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So is there a bus that can go all the way to the
To the
port
harbor?
or the yeah?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Echo
Um,
takes the bus.
Yeah. So does that mean you guys are taking the job? Again, you don't have to. GM to players, you don't have to. If
I
you say
feel like-
bugger this guy, I
feel
got
like-
that covered too.
I feel like it's too late, too deep.
Mm-hmm. In too deep.
If y'all want to know the intrusive thought I had,
Please.
Deku Lily
Yes.
accidentally, quote unquote, leak those documents and make it public domain.
Oh. Interesting.
That idol can become a fucking Vocaloid for everybody.
Yeah. Oh,
I
wow.
like it. I like it on like the 21st century version of voice mod
Yep.
on every streamer's channel.
Oh, I like this twist.
And
Yeah.
anonymous, like a
Yep.
activist.
Yep. Just oh wow. Okay, cool. Thanks for the heads up. I love it.
I mean,
I'm
Corbin's
support.
ready to be outvoted, but that's his very intrusive thought.
Samantha would support that idea because she don't like how deep we are, and we can escape that.
If you make the suggestion, Kelly, I would suggest that if we could make it look like I have forgotten the name of the person that owns this mansion. If we were told,
Brian Adams' offspring. Yeah.
yes, Brian Adams' offspring, we should, if we could make it look like he leaked it after it was stolen, like if I can't have it, then it's worth nothing, kind of deal. That would definitely throw suspicion off of us.
Yeah.
Because just doing it anonymously after we just got it, at least the electronic paladin and probably whoever paid him would kind of put those clues together.
It would also mean that you guys would get paid. Because if you're paid to go and get this and bring it back, if you do that and then somehow it gets leaked to the public, that's not on you, right? So you still get your 20 grand.
Yeah.
And you make you guys are, I love this. I love this twist. Echo, what's your take on this?
I think Echo is sort of like, I don't really care what happens to it after we take it. I'm just down to do the job.
Yeah.
I think she's not as like hedgy as the others. She's like, you know what, like if we're in it, we're in it. If we're
Yeah.
not in it, like whatever. But like I'm taking the job.
Yeah. We commit crimes and we get paid to do it. That's what we do. Let's go, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I get to reach out and touch a real person, so to speak. So I think Echo's pretty much, as soon as she heard that detail, she's probably like, yeah, man, you guys
Yeah.
coming or what?
Yeah. All right.
As our resident hacker, though, do you think, Echo, do you think that you could make it look like this guy leaked the document after it got stolen from him?
I get to duel somebody and then frame them.
Yep.
Yep.
But
Yes.
you get to duel their cowboy and then frame them. Yeah. While
Yeah.
also potentially turning the whole story on its head by making the idol public property.
I think she's like, I don't know, but let's go find out.
Perfect. I love it. So after a day's rest, I'm gonna give you
I'm
that so you
also
guys are all
I'm
recovered. Yep.
also curious what would happen if we leak but physical copy destroy.
That's a whole nother question. Because you could
I
to
don't.
finish your mission, you have to bring it back and drop it off with the electronic paladin. So if you destroy it, you won't get paid. There is that.
So we're not destroying it.
Kelly's got payments to make on his bike. But
Gotta
um,
pay that leather money.
the way with the skill set you guys have got and your plan, it would be absolutely possible to go over there, steal the physical document, and then to have Echo leave a sort of time bomb in their computer so that, sort of 4 hours after you guys are off the island, it looks like he discovered theft and then dumped the information onto the public domain to offset any losses he might have. And then you guys can still deliver the document and still get paid. Does that sound roughly like the plan?
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So, with that, and various trips down to the ferry terminal in various forms, a small ferry hop to the second island in the chain on the way across to Vancouver Island, and that's where you get off. You've got your backpacks and your gear. When you arrive down at the docks, there's a strange carbon fiber looking little. It almost looks like a pancake. It's actually round and thicker in the middle and then narrow at the edges, and it's almost perfectly disc shaped, slightly elongated and pointed at one end. And that's the back. The four of you crawl in through this little tiny hatch, and you don't sit, you kneel. There's sort of memory foam pads on the floor that you kneel on. And when the door closes down behind you, it's almost pitch black in here. There's a little bit of red light. The electronic engine starts, and for the first little part, it's not so bad. You sort of like you get it's almost like riding a horse. It's moving underneath you, up and down, up and down. But because you're on your knees, you can sort of flex with that and move. What you can't really do is see out. There's one little tiny monitor that's sort of a hand's breadth by a hand's breadth, and that shows you a low light vision out of the front of the ship, of this little boat. There's no controls because it's completely automatic. As you pull out of the main harbor, the ride gets significantly rougher, and you start bang, bang, bang on every wave, and your knees are coming up and hitting you in the chest over and over and over again. If you are prone to seasickness, this is going to do it. It is an uncomfortable, claustrophobic, cold ride through the water. The ship is not helping you because its movement, it's like it's trying to mimic an orca moving through the waves. So it's porpoising through the waves in addition to hitting and riding on top of the waves. It's brutal. The best part of the ride is when it ends, when this thing slams itself up onto this cobbled, pebbled beach at the bottom of a very tall hill that the electronic paladin chose or didn't tell you about. You're you see as you land that there's an old stone staircase cut up the side of the of this basically mountain that leads to, you can see a glow at the top which must be coming off of the mansion. So you've got a hell of a climb before you even get there. But first, you got to get out of this boat. The door pops open and you climb up one at a time up onto the beach. The ship itself, the little boat, has kind of, at this point, does this weird sort of thing where it starts to bend and flex. and it kind of crawls up onto the beach of its own accord and then starts to sort of crunch down in on itself and become all angular and lumpy and thunky, and then finally it just stops moving and it just looks like a great big rock on the beach. That has to be nanotech, and that's illegal. But you do each have a tiny transmitter that you were given. It's like a thumb. It looks almost like a thumb, and when you push the button on the top, within 5 meters of this, it will turn back into a boat, and you can leave. I just made the mistake of looking at chat. Echo's going to need a cigarette after this. We're talking about the boat ride. Okay.
No, I think Becca was talking about all fighting the cowboy and leaking
Oh,
the
okay.
document.
Okay. Pardon me. I'm far more of a pig than he is. You find yourselves on the shingle at the base of this disused set of stone steps that leads up to a switchback trail to the currently unseen mansion 50 meters, 50 yards above you. No one has landed here for at least 30 years. You can tell that. The steps are covered in salt from sea spray, lichen, moss, even patches of seaweed that have been blown up during various storms. It's going to be difficult to ascend. And just as you get there and look up, you see one of the drones go by about halfway up. You know from the information you got from the electronic paladin, it'll be about 10 minutes before one comes along again. What's the plan?
Time to go.
Okay.
Yeah, gotta
I'm
book it through the
running.
gap while we can.
Okay.
I'm running.
You're running? Okay, I need, and I will do this. I need 10 d6 greater than 5 roll from everybody. This is your, roughly speaking, your body and agility. 3, 3, 5, 3, 3, and who haven't I got yet? There it is. Echo 2. Okay. Echo, you're sort of the slowest one up. Maybe because you didn't
Yeah,
use
I
that
am.
treadmill. Your enrichment tool back at the base. But yeah, Janet, it's perfect because Samantha, you said you ran and you just bolt up there. Corbin, your unaugmented sister made you look bad on this stair climb, but you are in second, followed
If it
very.
helps,
Yep.
the score on my body is 7. Does that
Actually, yeah,
factor in at
you would
all?
have got a little. You would have got probably some more successes. So, yeah, you're right. I'll give you. You're right behind her. Calais right behind you, and then bringing up the rear is Echo.
She always late and I could pass.
Echo, just before you get to a place, a corner where you can sort of hide, this set of stairs, you can feel this countdown in your head going like the drone's going to be back, the drone's going to be back, the drone's going to be back. You hear the buzz of the drone coming. Bzz, you look up and you're like 15 steps away. You might make it before the drone sees you. What do you do?
We're running up like a rocky beach, right?
Up a set of stairs carved into a
Right.
into a rock
Sorry,
wall.
I don't know why I got that lodged in my head.
Well, there was a beach at the bottom, the stony beach at the bottom.
Can I duck over the side of the stairs and like hide on the side of the stairs until the drone is passed?
Yep.
And or under the stairs?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I love this. So yeah, you get to one of the places. It's a switchback, right? So you get to where it turns and goes back the other way, and instead of turning and making that last run up to the top, you just sort of flatten yourself against the wall and try and look like a rock. The drone flies, buzzes past, and as far as you can tell, it didn't see because all you see is just bzzz, and it's gone by you. And you bolt up the last couple steps. Yep.
I wanted help, and if I am at place far away from that drone, I want to do like fake wall of that staircase, like to cover.
Okay,
Echo.
yeah, absolutely. You've got 3D Phantasm, so you could. I'm not even going to uh, make you roll for it. I like that. Just sort of. Oh, even better. That's perfect. Thank you. I'm going to give it to you for free because I'm going to rewrite the last little bit. Echo, you pin yourself up against the wall and you're like, oh, I'm wearing black and the rock is gray. It's going to see me. It's going to see me. It's going to see me. And from your point of view, the drone just flies past and doesn't see you. And you're like, what the hell? What everybody else sees, but you were inside it, so you didn't see, is that Samantha cast a sort of a bubble of fake rock over you, that as
Yeah.
a 3D phantasm, and hid you from the drone. So you run up the
Nice.
little bit stairs at the end, trying to figure out how the hell it worked, and then you see Samantha muttering to herself, and you look down, and there was this little bubble where you were standing that disappears as she breaks concentration on
Does this rock make my butt look big?
it.
I want joke. I want
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
You owe me a letter for this.
You owe
What
me
do I owe you?
Yeah.
a letter?
No. A letter. A
Oh, you owe me later.
Oh,
Okay.
later.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I was like, a latte? I can get you a latte. Yeah.
So the four of you sneak your way up the last couple of steps and look over the landing at the actual mansion itself. It looks just like the picture here, but it's covered in moss and ivy and vines and lichen. There's cedar saplings growing out of the roof, the gutters on the roof. It's all just hyper green and indulgent because you realize it's all on purpose. It's cultured to look like this. Somebody's gone to great efforts to make it look like it's been here longer than the 30 or 40 years that it has. There's a classic Rolls Royce painted pink all over with a brush and house paint that stands underneath the porte cochere that you see right at the front, the covered porch. It's sitting under there as a splash of bright pink, even though there are no roads on this island, and there's no roads even going out from underneath the porch. There are, you can see from where you come up, which is more or less where I've got you guys in the bottom right-hand corner of the map down here. You're not that close, but that's sort of where you come up the stairs. You can see several of these quadcopters zipping around. There's one that sort of hovers in front of the porte cochere, and there's another one that hovers in front of the main doors. You know from being from the maps that there will be another one around the back at the veranda, and another one at the car park slash quadcopter landing zone. But you can see the two that are closest to you. Because of what you know, Echo, you knew you can't. These drones are essentially independent, so to hack them, you'd actually have to touch one. So that's not an option. You know that they report to the house and are not connected to the staff in any way. They just report directly to the house.
What if I use blasters on them?
You obviously could destroy them. With that, you could probably do some research, maybe, and find out what would happen if you blasted one. You could certainly ask.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Echo, you've seen this kind of drone before and this kind of system before, this autonomous system. Normally, if one of them goes down, it's not a big deal. If two of them go down, it's presumed it's enemy action, and it will sort of security goes up a notch if more than one of them is destroyed. But they break down enough, and wind gets one. I mean, you're on an island in Juan de Fuca Strait, one of the stormiest places on the west coast. So they do get knocked out once in a while. But as long as only one of them goes down at a time, it won't increase the security risk.
Can I? This is a little more athletic than Echo particularly wants to be, but
Okay.
can I climb up on top of the porte cochere or something like that, and have Samantha possibly cover me with her neat rock trick,
Yes.
and reach up and bap one as it goes by so that I can use it to get kind of the lay of the land.
Oh wow. Okay. Yep. I love
What do
this
you think?
idea. I heard an
What-
Yeah.
Corbin got a new little taser from his last job.
Yep.
I have to wonder, could I shoot one of these things down and short circuit it just long enough for it to just go inactive for just long enough for Echo to get what she needs from it and then fix it back up so it goes back online for her use.
You don't want to see me try to climb the porch in high-heeled boots?
We don't
You
have
could give me a
time.
boost.
Yeah, I guess.
And between the little ledges, the way that this thing is built, plus the fact I've said it's covered in critter, or it's covered in plants. So, with especially with two people, because you've said already. So if I'm reading
Only-
this right, Sam
only-
is hiding in the bush. Go ahead, Samantha. Yeah.
Only me distant
Yep.
remind Jurassic Park
Yeah.
when that girl running yes.
Well, I won't answer whether that reminds you of that. What I will say is that the image I have in my head is Sam stays hiding on the staircase, getting ready to cast a 3D phantasm, sort of essentially over all the rest of you as you run up and then as you climb up. Does that make sense? I love this. This is such a wonderful abuse of a little simple little trick that I let you do. You're gonna have to roll this time, but this is a brilliant
Yes.
plan. So Sam hiding there casts the 3D phantasm over the other three, who then go over and then basically like Neon stands at the ground, and then Calais stands on Neon's shoulders, and then and only then does Echo climb the two of them and then scramble up on top to try and get the remote. Is that or the drone?
Yes.
Is that the plan?
I can't see any possible way this could go wrong,
Okay.
especially with my athletics rolls so far.
Well, let's start with
Great.
I'm gonna do the phantasm thing. Oh boy. Okay. So it starts off. What you can change it as we go along, but what does it look like? What do you first cover them with? This sort of bubble as they cross the open ground to get to the covered porch.
Something like plant. Like I don't know, like in maize plant or bush. Because
Yeah.
because a rock is too small to cover all of
Yep.
them.
So there's this topiary, this carved bush appears around the three of you, and we've
Yes.
got it. We've got it on as canon from the previous thing. You can't see it from the inside, so the three of you feel like you're walking across open ground, completely exposed. But you keep
Just gotta
watching.
hope.
You keep watching the drones, and they're not seeing, and they're not seeing, and they're not seeing.
Kinda, now they kinda like little Jenkins.
Leroy Jenkins across the parking lot at high speed, looking like a bush. This shrubbery charging the house. All right.
Seems legit.
It does take some concentration on your part, Samantha, and you are going to take 2 drain. I'm keeping track of that for you. But it's not a big deal right now. You've got 11, I think.
Yes.
So you're definitely not in trouble. The 3 of you make your way up. And we have Calais and Neon helping. The plan is, oops, wrong way around. Helping. Can't grab the one I want. There we go. So, Neon and Calais. Normally, I'd make you guys make a roll, but Neon is just stupid strong, and Calais, you're basically structural support. So you don't really have to be strong. You just have to be climbable, if that makes sense. Like you just climb up on Neon and put your hands on the wall, and then up goes Echo, right? So the only one I need a roll from is Dearest Echo. If we could get a roll from you for your agility, please.
Okay.
Oh, that means character
I don't
sheets.
see that in my little thing.
Nope, it's not in here. I got it on here. So let me find you. Your agility is actually 2.
Yay.
So give me 2d6 greater than 5.
2 agility.
Phew. No successes.
Oh no.
So, I'm still gonna get you up there, but you see there's that railing on the top of the of the covered porch. They
Yeah.
get you up to the bottom of that, the thick part of the railing, and then you sort of run out of height, and you're dangling there by your fingers. You've got your fingers sort of in the rockwork of that railing, but your feet are now sort of 6 inches above Neon's shoulder, or above Calais' shoulders, and you're sort of hanging there. They're below you. They can't really help much. Neon, you're stuck at the bottom, but Calais and Echo, what do you do in that situation? You can hear just above you bzzz, as the drone is hovering around.
Can I make a body roll or strength to boost Calais up?
To just grab his feet and just bench press him up? Just Calais press him up? Absolutely.
I'm thinking more like a, you know how.
Sorry, I just realized I was muted.
Oh.
Can I cast levitate?
That's even
And
easier. Yep.
And just levitate myself, and by extension,
Or
echo up.
Yeah.
Kale can do levitate of Echo.
You're already doing the 3D phantasm to cover this up, so it would make more sense.
I don't mean. I mean that Kale could cast on Echo.
On Echo, or just Echo or himself. Yeah. It's 50 kilos. That's up to. You only got 1 success. So in that case, this all works. You at least you don't have to worry about drain. You covered the drain, success, and you rolled 6 successes. So there's no drain.
Echo's just like dangling from this.
Well, just a second though, because Calais, you go to lift yourself, and therefore Echo, you lift yourself because you're not 50 kilos. Well, you might be, but you sort of come up against Echo's feet and run out of push. So now, Echo, you're standing on Calais' shoulders, and now Calais is hovering 6 inches above Neon, who then can reach up, put their hands underneath, and it's a body roll. So for you, that's 7 d6 greater than 5, please. Or strength, sorry, 10 d6 greater than 5. 2 successes. So yeah, this is the just barely parade gets this done.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, Echo just barely gets her fingers in the rail. Neon just barely gets high enough to put pressure on Echo's feet, and then Neon pushes just barely hard enough to push the whole stack up that one extra foot. And just as you lock your elbows, Neon, that's the point where Echo, you can throw one elbow over the railing.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just sort of like, and this is it. This is the point where you got to commit and throw your leg up and over this railing, and it's time. And you kick one foot up, and the heel of your boot almost catches on the rail, but you're a pro in heels. And you get it over and actually use it to hook the railing, and it's not graceful.
Nope.
But the three of you, who are all lacked grace in this situation, are the only ones that could see it, because from outside nobody saw a damn thing.
I have question.
Yep.
Boys see the back down of Echo when she climbed on this place.
I'm going to say that you can see through your own stuff, so you see this as well. But Echo, as you tumble onto the roof of the covered porch and look up, you're looking up right at the bottom of the drone, and you can see the cameras going around in circles, and you're kind of in its dead spot, but it's right there.
But I meant boys like Neon and Kale can see her pants when she climbs.
Are you?
She's wearing
are you?
pants.
Are you okay? Yes. Are you wearing a skirt or pants? Trousers, I think, because I
Wearing
believe
trousers.
I think by
Yeah.
pants you meant underwear, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the
And
British.
at that,
Yeah.
and
So
at the
yes,
place.
it's a fair question, but it looks like
That's-
Echo's wearing actual trousers and boots. So yeah. So no.
She's just like dangling from the railing for a second, like, no,
It-
this
it-
plan can work. This plan can work.
Yeah, then thud onto the roof, and yeah, a complete and utter lack of grace.
Like,
And just
Not
at
one
that,
word, Neon.
yeah.
I don't want to hear one word.
So the thing is, because of the range of the
That's
spell, the two of
that's
them are still covered. Let me just finish this. The two of them are still covered by the illusion, but Echo isn't. But you're directly in the blind spot of the drone. Samantha, you were going to say something?
when she fell at rolling digitally, I get in my head that this tower of humans will fail and she on face will
Uh,
land.
I could have done the whole tumble, but this is still a failure. It was funny, but it still moves the story along. So it's fail forward is my plan. So Echo, you're underneath the drone. What do?
I touch it.
You just reach up and bzzzt.
Boop.
You're in. I don't need you to do any sleaze rolls or anything because this is like a level 0 drone, right? You just what is your plan?
The plan is to use the drone to sort of get the lay of the land, to use it as eyes,
Okay.
if I can,
Yep.
to kind of figure out like where the other drones are, if there's any other considerations we have to worry about. You
Yep.
know, we have a few possible entries, so maybe scoping out which one is less well watched.
Yep, that makes perfect sense. So you take this drone. I'm presuming the first thing you do is disconnect it from the system.
Yes.
And so as soon as one goes down,
It's
you
mine
know,
now.
as long as no other one goes down, this doesn't trigger anything. It's presumed that it's been wrecked by a wind gust or a porcupine
Question.
got it or something. Yeah.
If one of them goes down, do we have a certain amount of time before the next one, if it goes down, it's been long enough that they're like, oh, that was probably another wind?
Oh, to find that out, you would have to get into the house system.
Okay.
But yes, good question. So you send this one sort of on a tour then, just sort of around. If you send it up high enough, then the other ones won't notice it because they're looking, that one's watching the veranda, the one in the front's watching the steps, the other one's watching the heliport. So if you send this up above the house to hover around and look, you can see, I'm going to put it back here at the end of its cycle, but you can see where the other 3 drones are. The back veranda is not lit. There's lights on in the sitting room at the moment, which is there. And then as you continue to fly around, there's also lights on in not the theater, in the library, because there's no windows in the theater. You can also see that there's lights on in the library over on this side. So it looks like there's maybe somebody in there and maybe somebody in there, but that's problematic because there's only supposed to be one person here.
Well, so I'm sorry, you said there was no lights on in the sitting room, or
Yeah,
no
there's
lights on
the
somewhere
only
else?
lights on in the whole place are the sitting room and the library.
Ah, okay. So we can get in through the keep if we want to, right? It's on the opposite side, but
Yep.
that's one of our entry points.
It is possible. It would require there's either the sort of coming in through the car park area and coming in here off the back steps, or you could try and climb up and go onto the keep actually has a balcony, which is not very keep like, but this keep is here
Okay.
for looks, not for defensive purposes.
So she's gonna relay this and be like, "Hey, we should go around." Like, presumably, we all climb down at some point so we can all
Yep.
talk, or we talk through our wrist walkie-talkie, whatever.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah, she's gonna convey to all of them, like, I see movement in the sitting room, see movement in the library, so I would suggest we go around to the northwest and go in that way.
I agree.
So I'm just going to put you over here as just as like that was the current thought process, right?
Mm,
Others,
mhm.
what are the thoughts of the others? Calais, Neon.
I'm
I don't see any
curious.
reason why we shouldn't go in here.
Yeah, I am wondering about why there's lights on in two different places in opposite sides of the house, but that's just gonna have to be a later problem.
I'm going to do
Could be
this.
another person. Could
I,
be company.
I'm going to do this while you will still have control over the drone, Echo. You could fly it up to the window in the sitting room or the window in the library and look in, but there's a chance you'd be seen if there is a human inside.
Well, they just see one of the drones flying by, right?
Yeah, except it shouldn't be. They're more or less stationary, right?
Okay.
And they
But
know
you're
one went offline. You could
that
like
is
just
true, yeah.
kind of crash it into the window, and this one just happened, bug in the system.
Yeah,
Oops. Pfft.
you could. Yeah, you could. I mean, it's possible.
uh,
One's just erratic now.
Yeah, it's got a virus.
name that one Leroy. Yeah. So let's see if we can peek in on. Let's peek in on the sitting room.
Okay, I'm gonna turn it 45-degree angle to show you this is your rogue drone. So yeah, do you make it look like it smashes against the window, or are you just gonna try and fly a sneak by? What's the plan?
Uh,
I love this. Go crazy, because this is the last thing that's gonna happen in
I'm
tonight's game. So
yeah, I'm just like, yeah, I kind of actually really like that idea. Like, yeah, let's
just
fling it out the window.
through the window.
Like, who are they gonna? Are they gonna really suspect somebody of stealth if they're throwing drones at the window?
Exactly, you're right. No sane person would do this. Let's do
Nobody
this.
suspects the
Ah.
Spanish
So you,
Inquisition.
yeah, so his name is Leroy. Leroy. He's Spanish now.
Leroy.
He's Spanish now.
Yeah.
So you tilt it up on in that. I don't know if you've seen the racing drones. They get like 45-degree angles of tilt. They're flying to super high speed, and you overcrank the motors, so it's like it's just screaming as it comes across the veranda. Just and it hammers into the windows. The little latch that holds the windows gives way because I love this. It crashes in, and as it does, all the rotors break because it's a drone, and so they touch anything, all the rotors break. So all the rotors break. One of the motors overheats. The camera starts spinning around on its gimbal. This thing crashes forward through the window onto an old roll-top desk that's sitting there. And the last thing you see through its eyes, Echo, as it sort of and the camera
Mhm.
quits, is an incredibly surprised man trying 3 or 4 times to reach for his gun before he realizes that it's and as he leans in and looks
Just
at
a
it,
drone.
you see him say, "What the f?" And at the end of the F, the drone dies
Aw.
and you lose the image. And that is where we will drop the curtain on tonight.
Guys, he's in the sitting room.
This is
Found
why
him.
this is exactly why I wanted this group of people playing Shadowrun. Because if I had done this with a group of people that had been playing Shadowrun for 30 years, first of all, it'd be 3 weeks until they finished telling me their plan.
Yeah.
And there would be recon and computer and like it would take a month to do this run, but they would never think that they'll never expect us if we smash in the windows, kick in the doors, and attack it with a drone.
Or do it climbing
Yeah, and climbing over. Yeah, and
with
yeah.
bush, with bush.
Oh yes. And yes, at that moment, as that happens, that's when the magic fades, and yeah, the three of you run away, and nobody sees you because there's no drone left on this side of the house. But yeah, we'll start next week with you guys having made your way around the mansion, around to the back, and we'll start from there. But before we go anywhere tonight, we have to do first of all the thank yous. and then the important thing. But let's start with the thank yous, because first of all, the thank yous to our players. This is too amateur. Nobody would hire anyone this clumsy. It must be a trick. It's more likely that an EMP from a solar storm has done this to my drone than it is that somebody's actually using this as cover to break into my house.
The show of faith from my husband is exhilarating.
And like I said, this is exactly why I wanted you guys to be in this game, because you were not gonna do this like a Shadowrun troop normally would do this. This is what I wanted to see. So thank you to all of you for being original, different, wild, crazy, unique players who are exceptionally creative, and you really started to pull together as a team tonight. I really noticed that as players, not only as characters but as players as well. We're all starting to gel, and that's awesome because it was a long break between session 2 and session 3. So thank you all. Thank you, Glory, for bringing us Echo, the clumsy but brilliant I've got a plan and it's probably not a good one. Thank you for that character. It's so much fun. The idea of doing this in thrift store Doc Martin heels is just killing me every time I think about it. So thank you very much for that. Deku, I love Corbin. I noticed today he's starting to get a little gruffer and swear a little more, and I like that. He's just sort of had enough, and it's time. He out of all of them, I think he's the one that would like to just sort of be a pro and do this. But on the other side, this is fun. So I love these multi sides of Corbin, and yeah.
The electronic paladin is starting to push his corpo buttons.
Oh yeah.
I put up with that shit for 15 goddamn years. No more.
Yeah. I get it. Yeah. Out of all of them, I think that's a very good point. Corbin is probably the most anti everything right now. He's just a rebel with all the causes, right? He just hates everything that's organized and everything that isn't his family. I love it. It's really, really robust character. So thank you for bringing that. Janet, Samantha is always such a good time because there's a sort of a practical coldness to her that is just like, this is how we get the job done. There's no emotions involved, and yet when you've got a second, she's funny and charming. When she's not on a mission, she's like good jokes, and even on the mission, you laughed at your your party members when they fell down, but at the same time, you've got this seriousness to you. So it's really good. Watching the fight between those two parts of their character is really fun to watch. I'm looking forward to seeing how that plays out, where that balance comes from. And Brandon, I've played with you for a lot of years, and watching you play a character that is just going with the silly, it's so much fun to watch. Because you're, and I mean this, it always makes me laugh because normally every time I say something, and traditionally in the games, Brandon's response has been, "I have a question." And he always gathers more information. It's very, very smart play, but it's so much fun to watch you just sort of start every session like that. Like, okay, we've got a plan. And then they do crazy shit around you, and you just kind of take your script and sort of throw it away and go with them. And it's so much fun to watch. I think my favorite part about this group is there's no adults. There's always like, oh, I'm the party dad. There isn't one. We got literally four crazy teenagers in way over their heads, and you guys are playing it exceptionally well. This is what four crazy teenagers would do: smash a window with a drone, just all this crazy shit. Buy a motorcycle when you've only had a job for a week. Get fired from 29 jobs in 42 days. It's exactly what teenagers do, right? So it's so much fun to watch you guys play.
Kevin, I just want to push back a tiny bit.
Yep.
It's not that we got it's not that we got four teenagers that are in over their head and don't know what they're doing. We've got four immortal, untouchable teenagers that know exactly how everything works and is going for it full steam ahead.
Fair point. It only looks crazy from the outside. That is an extremely good point. You guys are like, we got this. This is nailed. Nobody has ever done this better than this.
Obviously.
I'm grinning and laughing over here. You don't even need a video
We-
camera on me to know. So, yeah.
We are like characters in book for young adults.
Yes, and that was exactly what this was supposed to be, right? That's why the art looks like it does. This is supposed to be a story that's read in a graphic novel, and those have got these elements of crazy and these wild plans and complete lack of plan. You just kind of boot in the door and go, and I love it. So thank you all for turning Shadowrun on its head. That's why I wanted to do this game, and it is so much fun to watch. Thank you to everybody
Thank you,
in chat.
Kevin.
Oh, you're very welcome. This is
Thank
fun
you
for
very
me.
much for running this game. It's really, really, really fun to just throw something at you and watch you go like, well, sure, why not?
Yes,
Sure,
it's
let's
one
go.
it's one syllable. And if I have any advice ever for any DM ever, say yes and figure it out. Somebody comes up with a
The
ridiculous
best-
plan, say yes, and then figure out how it works.
The best was Halloween game or piratership.
Yep, exactly, exactly like that. The Halloween game, for anybody that didn't see it, I was bound and determined. There was two people in the game. I was bound and determined to kill at least one of them. And when the time came, they were saved by a brilliant idea
By me.
that Janet's character had. Yep. And I said yes. I could have kept going. I could have killed Bison's character. He was ready to die. He spent all night looking for a heroic death. We were all ready to do it, and then saved by Janet. So yes, it's exactly that sort of thinking, the stuff that I didn't foresee.
And I was
That makes me happy.
and I was thinking outside box,
Yes.
but logical.
Yes, exactly. Outside the box, but logical. Same as tonight. Smash the drone through the window because it looks like an accident. Nobody would expect this, right? It's exactly that sort of thinking. So thank you all for that. Thank you for everybody that tuned in to watch. This show is interesting because you're watching nothing really. You're watching a screen. You don't see any of us. There's no cameras, which was part of the test, and it's worked. We've got people watching. We've got people interested. So thank you for that. Thank you for putting stuff in chat. We saw you here all night. And if you're watching the VOD, thank you. This is where we get most of our views. So if you're watching the Twitch VOD, thank you for tuning in. Please consider joining our YouTube channel. Just search Dirty 20 Gaming over on YouTube. There's a bajillion things there, 700, closing in on 750 videos. So pop in over there. There's the link in chat if you see it. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit the buttons. Because you watched all the way to here. Let's presume that you liked it. Hit the button, hit the bell, hit the thing. And that leaves the important bit. In a world where not everybody is nice, I'm going to be very gentle tonight and say where not everyone is nice. And not every experience is a good one. The good experiences are memorable. They stick with you. They can make your day or save your day if it was heading in a bad direction. So if you see the chance to be nice to somebody, please do it. Say hello to the person at the store that's selling you your groceries. Say hi to somebody walking down the street. If you see somebody that looks like they're having a day, give them a grin. I'm not asking you to carry them home. That's a whole different thing. But please, if you see the chance, be nice to each other. It makes a difference. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.